And so let me tell you about my special guest today. My guest is Miss Keisha Ravenel, and Keisha is an awesome woman. She's a student in the Black Business School. She also is somebody who is now doing business with us, and she's doing some amazing business in the game of life. And I'm gonna tell you all about it in a second. But before I get started, I want to welcome everybody. Say hello. Put your thumbs up in the chat, and everybody say hello to Keisha. And Keisha, how you doing today?
I'm doing so good. Hi, everybody.
All right, yeah. Well, I know that they're happy to see you because I know I am, and I have a lot of respect for you, and that's why I wanted to. I don't really do a lot of people reach out and say, hey, will can I come on your show? Will you interview me? And I'm
Mhm.
like, I really don't do a lot of interviews, and I don't like doing interviews anymore. But Keisha's special, and let me tell you why Keisha's special. I've known
Thank you.
Keisha for a while. How long have we known each other?
Since 2020, so about 2.5 years now.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I met you right after you had kind of a tough experience
Yeah.
involving a wedding that was coming up.
Yep.
And can you talk about that experience? Like, let's start from the beginning so that everybody can kind of get a sense of your background.
Yes. You always have to start from the beginning to understand where I am today because it really all connects. So right before I met you, I was in an engagement that was called off. And through that process, I had to go on a healing journey. So I always talk about my healing journey because it's so important. So yes, I was engaged, it didn't work out. Okay, so then it goes into what's next, right? It doesn't work out. Yeah, you could just cry about it and be in bed all day for years. Yeah, you don't want to do that, right? So as soon as that happened, I said, "Oh my goodness, I need to go through this healing journey. I need to make sure I'm doing things for me in order to get better and get to the next level." So the healing journey consisted of going to therapy. So I found myself a therapist as soon as possible. Journaling. I did a lot of journaling. I did a lot of meditating. I did a lot of praying.
Mhm.
I surrounded myself with people that I knew cared about me and had my best interest at heart. And they were always checking up on me. I was able to vent to them. So, in addition to my therapist, I had my support system. So, I did all of that, but in addition to that, I started my t-shirt business. Well, I already had my t-shirt business, but I started my I Am Enough line, and the I Am Enough line was related to what I was going through during this healing journey. Because during the healing journey, I didn't feel that I was enough. So I didn't feel like I was beautiful. I was like, oh, who's going to want me now? Like, I'm already 30 years old. I want to get married. And I was feeling like, man, I'm never going to get married now. I'm so old. No one's going to want
Mm.
me.
Well,
But
let me ask you this: how old are you now?
I'm
Well,
33.
I'm sorry, I forgot that you're not supposed to ask a woman her age,
It's
but
okay.
you're young and beautiful. Everybody tell her how beautiful she is, so that she
Thank
doesn't,
you.
so that isn't awkward. But in all due respect, of course, with respect to your husband, of course, I ain't trying to hit on this woman or nothing. But I think that's the reason I stopped you there is because I don't know how it felt, but you have some people out there like commentators that say when a woman hits a certain age nobody's going to want you, and I'm not even making fun of anybody or dogging out anybody's opinion, but I remember, unfortunately, one of the last things that even Kevin Samuel said was that women over 35, that you're the leftovers, nobody
Yeah.
wants you. And I just, that just makes me sad when I hear that, because first of all, there's so many amazing women in their 40s and 50s and stuff like that. My wife, I chose to marry a woman that was my age,
Right.
and ain't nobody prettier than my wife in my mind,
That's
and
right.
so I really think it's important to just I wanted to just freeze on that for a second,
Mhm.
because I want anybody out there who's feeling kind of bad about wherever they are to just know, like, it doesn't have to end that way. So tell us more about your story so we can kind of know which direction it goes. So the setback set you up for a comeback, and you
Yeah.
started your business.
Yes.
Please continue. Sorry about
And
that.
right before that, you mentioned something, and you mentioned Kevin Samuels. So sometimes I would listen to him and just other people. And I would feel even worse about myself because it was confirmation about what I was feeling. And my best friend told me, she said, Keisha, you need to guard your ears and you need to guard your eyes. So just because these people are saying it and just because you're thinking it, it doesn't make it true.
Mm,
And that is what a support system, people that love you, not people on the internet that don't know you, like not everyone is an individual. So one person can't say what is best for each person in the world. So that's why I say get around people that love you, that know you, and that is going to support you and uplift you because that really is important. So from there, she will always tell me, like, guard your ears, guard your eyes, stop that, stop listening to stuff like that because it's not true. You are going to find someone. So, going back to my t shirt line, I started my I am enough line because that was one of the affirmations that I was saying to myself. I was just like, I am enough. I am enough. And then I said to my best friend and my brother one day, I said, you know what? I should put I am enough on a t shirt. And I was just joking. Like it was a joke because I already had my t shirt business and I was doing other things. And they were like, yeah, you should do that. And I'm like, really? It's a joke. And they like, no, you should do that. And I said, okay, would you guys buy a t-shirt that said I am enough? And they said, yeah, for sure. We would. We would wear something like that. So a couple of days later, I got to work. I was working my 9 to 5 at the time. And when you at your 9 to 5, sometimes you're doing other things. You're working on your business when you're at your 9 to 5. That's what I was doing. So I designed this t-shirt right here. I designed this design. I
mm,
put it on a t-shirt and then the rest is history. It became my bestseller. And I truly believe it became my bestseller, not because my other designs weren't good, but because this had a story behind it, which is very
mm,
important when you're starting a business, right? Like people want to be able to relate to you based on your story, your brand story. So, because I talked about how I had a difficult relationship and I was engaged and then it didn't work out, and I had low self esteem and low self confidence, people related to that. I spoke about how I felt like I wasn't going to get married again because I didn't look like an Instagram model. And I thought that's what men wanted. People relate, or Black women related to that. And I get DMs all the time like, oh, thank you for sharing your story. It's so inspiring. I'm in a similar situation, or I've been in a similar situation, and you're really helping me to get through that. And that's what it's all about for me, helping my community to elevate, inspiring them, empowering them.
mm. Well, everybody, in case you don't know, I'm talking to Keisha Ravenel. She's the CEO and founder of the We Inspire brand. And I'd like for everybody to give me a yes in the chat if you can feel what she's saying, if you understand what she's saying, that how you feel about yourself it matters so much more than what other people think about you. All that negativity, to be honest with you, I call it negativity. When you get that, just these Negro naysayers and these people that want to tell you bad things about yourself, I encourage you. You have to fight against that. You cannot allow that stuff to sink into your mind. In fact, I just saw this thing, Keisha, where Albert Einstein did a bunch of math problems on a screen, and he put something like 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 9 times 3 is 27. And he kept going all the way down to the bottom, and then at the end he put 9 times 10 equals 91, and he put it up on the board, and everybody laughed. And
Mhm,
they were laughing. He said, "Why are you laughing?" They said, "Because you got the last one wrong. You said 9 times 10 is 91." And
mhm,
he said, "I did that on purpose to make a point." He said, "The point I was making is that even though I did 9 of the problems right, you made fun of me because I got the 10th one wrong." And he
mm,
said, "That's how life is." He said, "You can do everything right. You can be on top of your game. You can be really good at what you do. But if you make a mistake, people are going to clown you, dog you out, attack you, whatever." And I took that lesson to heart personally,
yeah.
and I see that just as a lesson of what should be truly called self esteem. Self esteem is the
Mhm.
esteem you have for yourself, and I think so in general, I would tell everybody, give me a yes in the chat if you follow what I'm saying, that your self esteem matters more than his esteem for you or her esteem for you.
Yep.
You're always going to have people that say things. I have people all the time that say crazy things about me. Some of y'all have seen it online. I ain't tripping on none of that. I'm
Right.
gonna focus on who loves me, and the fact that I love myself and I can forgive myself even when I do something stupid, right?
Mhm.
So everybody hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Keisha Ravenel, CEO and founder of the We Inspire brand. By the way, she's going to join us in the Black Business School on September 16th for an event where she's going to actually talk about starting a t-shirt business. So if you'd like to join the event, it's totally free. Go to boycewatkins.com and hit that link. So Keisha, so let's so for everybody who just came in, you started off and you kind of hit what I think is a rock bottom moment. You were how old when your fiance decided he didn't want to get married? What was it, about 29 or 30?
I was 30.
Yeah, which to me sounds like, and you can tell me how that felt, but it sounds like that's like an even more devastating age for that to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's like the big 3-0
Yep.
and all that. So
That's right.
how did you feel and how did you kind of work through some of the tough emotions that you experienced when he called off the wedding?
Definitely through my therapist. So, like I said in the beginning, I knew that I needed therapy after that. So I am a very emotional being. I'm very sensitive. For those of you who believe in signs, I'm a Cancer. So cancers get this rap for being very sensitive, and I am. And I know the importance of therapy because I was going to therapy since I was in graduate school. So I was having major anxiety in graduate school, which is another story for another day. But I started going to therapy then, and that's when I learned the importance of therapy. So from that breakup, I said, oh no, like I have to, get in therapy and once again surround myself with my loved ones who are there for me. And then in addition to that, I turned my pain into profit. So I turned my pain into my t-shirt business, which has helped me to get where I am today. And I always talk about the importance of positioning. So I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that, but also positioning myself to say, you know what I need to do for my business. So with you, Dr. Boyce, how we met is because I booked a one-on-one call with
Yes, you
you.
did. Yes, you did.
Yeah, I booked a one-on-one call, and I was just like, I was just so happy to have that call. Like I didn't think, any of this was going to come out of it. Melanated air, which we were doing for a while, and we've been talking about doing that again. Um, I started coaching, right? So, like, in addition to just selling t-shirts, I started coaching aspiring t-shirt business owners on how to start their own t-shirt business as a side hustle. So I started doing that. And then in addition, I met my now fiance. We're getting married in November. So and I met him at the All Black National Convention. So all of that, like that, from that one interview with you, from that one session with you, so many beautiful things. Oh my
I
gosh,
put it up, yeah, I put it all up on the screen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's so you met so last year, and my wife was ecstatic about this. We're actually coming to the wedding because my wife did speed dating, and she was like, I hope she does speed dating at the convention now because there's so many people frustrated with the fact that there's so many idiots in the dating pool,
yes.
idiots, losers, people that just have bad culture. And we said, what if we brought together good women with good men? And so when we heard y'all were getting married, let me just tell you, you are the talk. You are the talk of the town in our house. We talk about you all the time. So tell us about your fiance that you met at the convention last year. How did that go? Just give us the scoop on that.
Oh my gosh, he is so amazing. He's the love of my I can't stop smiling. I just love him so much. He so we met on the 11th floor. We were both on the 11th floor. So that's why, and our number for some reason is 1111. Like 11 keeps popping up for us, and the number 9 as well. But that's why we're getting married on 11/11/22 because the 11 is our number. So we met on the 11th floor, and we started talking. I'm like, oh, hey, are you here for the All Black National Convention? And he's like, yeah. So we started talking in the elevator, and then we kept running into each other. We kept running into each other at the convention, and we're like, whoa, like I keep running into you. And then Saturday, he asked me out on a date, Saturday during the convention. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. So we were gonna go out, and then I sent him a text message. I said, hey, I forgot, I'm going to the B1 ball tonight. I'm not gonna be able to go out with you. So he was just like, well, I'm going to the B1 ball too. Is anyone accompanying you to the B1 ball? And I said, no. And he said, well, I would love to accompany you if you would like. And then we went to the B1 ball together and we just connected. And it was just so crazy how much we had in common. And I have a checklist. I'm sure a lot of other women do too. Like we have a checklist of like what we want our men to be, what we want our husband to be. And I was just like, oh my goodness, he's checking off everything on my checklist. Like this is crazy. I can't wait to get home to that's our website. I can't wait to get home, you know, um, to like look at my checklist. And I got home, I'm like, whoa, he checks off all of the boxes. This is insane. So we went on the date. Our first date was the B1 ball. Our second date was Sunday evening. We went to a restaurant on the resort. And he asked me off the resort. Like he asked me to a restaurant off the resort. I was like, I don't know you that well. I don't really feel comfortable. And he's like, all right, that's cool. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. So then this year, we're talking about going to the All Black National Convention again. And I said, hey, I can go off the resort with you this year.
I love it. Well, and I just like that really excites me. I like the fact that Jedediah approached you as a gentleman.
Yes.
He wasn't trying to just slide in your DM or shoot you a couple text messages or come up to you in a way that's inappropriate. He gave
Right.
you the respect that you deserved. He reminded you, that you are a queen and a lady and that you deserve to be treated that way. And that's what inspired me. And I was excited because I know that there's kind of a gender war sometimes in the community, and I've lost a lot of I've lost some guys, because I've had to just straight up tell them, look, we got to treat our women better, and remember to do that, and I think it's obviously the opposite applies as well,
Hmm.
and what I've learned is that in order for Black love to win, you've got to overcome the Black hate that's
Yes.
being spread and pushed, where you have men that would say, "Oh, that's simping. Why would you be polite to a woman? Why would you ask her out? Why would you treat?" Because that's going to be the mother of your kids, man.
Right.
Like what more valuable of a woman can you ever meet in your life than the woman that you've chosen to be the mother of your children? What
Mhm.
greater way to show love to your future children than to pick an appropriate mother or head of your household or head of your family. I don't even know what the plans are as far as kids and all this. So I'm not, I hope I didn't get, I don't want to be presumptuous, but I like that. Like, I don't even,
Mhm.
I don't think Jedediah and I've talked more than maybe one time or something, but for everything you said about me to him has really made me excited to meet him.
Yeah.
So tell me, Keisha Ravenel, by the way, Keisha is the CEO and founder of the We Inspire brand. So in terms of wedding planning and stuff like that, what's that felt like? And because I know there's expenses and people and stress, and now you're like a power couple. Like people know about your wedding now. It's like a big deal.
Right.
So how does that feel? What's that been like for you?
It was when it gets stressful. So I am more of the person that stresses, right? I have the anxiety and I'm like, oh my goodness. And Jedediah calms me down. So he grounds me, which I love. So we're a lot alike in certain instances, but in the spaces that we're not alike, we complement each other, which I love. So my anxiety is here, and he's just like, "Oh, baby, don't worry about that. Oh, I got that. Why are you worried about that? Money. Why are you worried about that? You do good with your business. I have money. I don't need your money." Like, he always tells me, "I don't need your money. Like, I take care of things. I'm the man." He always tells me, "I'm the man. I'm taking care of it. So you don't have to worry about it." And I just love that. So because of him, it has been more calming,
Mm.
which I am appreciative. And everyone is just so excited. Everyone is so excited for us. So they want to help and lend a hand and asking me, like, what do you need? And let me know. So, and then I've been like a more accommodating bride. My bridesmaids say, like, you're so accommodating. You're not a bridezilla. And it's because I don't want people to be stressed out. Like, I want people to be happy about this occasion. I don't want them to be stressed out about doing different things. Like, I just want everyone to be happy. So I would prefer to take on the stress of my bridesmaids than for them to be stressed out. And they're like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Wow, wow. Well, you know what? This is super exciting. I'm gonna go in and talk to my wife right after we get done talking, and make sure we put this on our calendar, because I definitely want to come up to New York and come to your wedding. It's kind of crazy. So because I met you, you were a student in the Black Business School. You reached out for a private consultation, and I was super impressed with your mindset and what you were trying to do. And because we got a chance to talk one on one, my thought was, okay, well, let me just break down everything that I'm seeing in terms of where the opportunities are. And what I like about it is that you took it and you ran with it. You really accelerated. Now we're friends. Now we're coming to your wedding. My wife was, we gave you some therapy in terms of
Yep.
preparing for the relationship. So you're making all the right moves. You're making all the right investments. So let's talk about the business side a little bit. So your t-shirt brand, the We Inspire brand, one of the things you do is you coach others on sort of creating t-shirt businesses and things like that. My daughter and I were talking about the We Inspire brand and the story behind it, because there was a time where literally she's 12 now, and well, I'm her bonus dad, so she's got two
Yeah.
dads that protect her, and she was also having that I don't know if I'm enough conversation, and
Mhm.
it's funny because she wears your shirt, she wears one of your shirts,
I
and
love that.
yeah, and we had that whole conversation, about the fact that I said, "Look, I'm a king, and that makes you the what?" And she said, "The princess." I said, "Exactly." And don't you
That's
ever forget that, right? So let's talk about just that t-shirt business and where the opportunities are there, and what it is about that particular industry that was something that you wanted to do, and that you're continuing to do today.
Mhm. And honestly, Dr. Boyce, when I started, it was back in 2018, and I knew nothing about t-shirts and starting a t-shirt business. And I really was just looking for a way to make extra money, as well as inspire and empower the Black community through positive affirmations, because positive affirmations is sort of my thing. As you can see, I am enough. Like, it's my thing. It always has been. So I say, what is a way that I can get these affirmations out there to the Black community to uplift them, and make a business out of it? So that's when I say, hey, I could put on a t-shirt. So that's really how I started my t-shirt business. Before that, like, I didn't go to school for fashion design, and none of that. Like, I did not. But I started putting it on the t-shirt, and that's when I started learning more and more about the industry, learning more and more about what I needed to do. So I started off on Teespring, and then as I grew, I got my Shopify store, and I got my customized domain, and I learned about print on demand, and that allowed me to start my t-shirt business with less than $50. So a lot of people say, like, oh, I don't have money to start my business. Well, I had money to start my business, but I didn't need a lot, because with this method of selling the t-shirts, you don't need a lot of upfront capital. So I know that is really good for people that say, like, you know what, I want to start a business, but I think that I need thousands of dollars to get started. I'm like, well, no, if you want to start your t-shirt business, you don't need all of that. You just need, this method of selling, and you can get out there without it being thousands of dollars or even hundreds of dollars. Like I said, I started with less than $50. So
Mm,
I had no idea, but I learned, I grew, I received coaching, I did programs, I read books, so I educated myself, which I always say is very important. Don't try to do things on your own, because in the beginning I did try to do it on my own, and it left me stuck, right? So I was just kind of on this hamster wheel where I was moving, but I wasn't going anywhere. And then
mm,
it wasn't until I started getting coaching, like from you, and I got another mentor, and I was like I said, reading and educating myself on what I needed to do. That's when I grew.
mm.
So for those of you who are looking to start a business, even if it's not t-shirts, if you're looking to start a business and you're watching Dr. Boyce, so you probably are. You probably are looking to start a business or already have a business. It's important to educate yourself, and not just on YouTube University. I call it YouTube University because a lot of people, they want to, get the free information, which is fine, but it does take you longer to get through it. Whereas if you kind of just pay someone to teach you how to do it, pay someone
Mhm.
that had made the mistakes, that that you don't have to make those mistakes because you're paying someone that have already made those mistakes, and now they're telling you how to get to your destination quicker. You know,
Mhm.
so that's what I would say about, just starting your business. And as far as the t-shirt business, you don't need a lot of upfront capital, especially if you're doing the print on demand method. You don't need printing equipment. A lot of people are like, oh, I just want to print my own t-shirts. And then they come to me 6 months later, like, Keisha, I should have listened to you because I just spent $500 on this heat press, and I just spent all of this money on buying shirts in bulk, and I didn't do anything with it. I'm like, I want to
Mhm.
say I told you so, but I told you
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, yeah, and that's true. I mean, I'm a big fan of some things that I probably wasn't a fan of, before I figured out how to make money is two things I grew into was one, spending whatever amount of money, I could afford to have somebody do things for me or walk me through the process. I found that to be really valuable as opposed to just trying to gather the information, figure it out, and make mistakes for the next 5 years. If you
Mhm.
have somebody that's already spent 5 years doing it, they can save you 5 years of your life or 2 years or whatever by just saying, okay, I tried these other 8 things. This is what you need to do.
Yep.
Right. And then the second thing that I started seeing value in is I used to laugh at people that would spend $5,000, $10,000 on a class, even, and then I learned that some of these classes are worth it, especially when I compared it to things like college, where we go $100,000 in debt.
Yes.
And none of those professors can show us anything really most of the time about making money, especially in 2022, 2023, and beyond.
Right.
And so when you look at it that way, it's like also the other thing about classes that I've learned is that you get a networking effect.
Mhm.
And the more you pay, the more you get into thin air where there aren't that many people, and you get to network with people that are high achievers that are doing well and high level instructors. Like, so for example, the reason you and I are talking right now and the reason we're friends, the reason I'm coming to your wedding is because of what you paid a little more money to get a one-on-one consultation. You and I
Yep.
sat there for an hour. I got to know you. I said, here's my information. I became more connected to your success because I knew you. You were a
Right.
faith, and it doesn't mean everyone else doesn't matter. Everyone's important. Everyone matters. But when I said, okay, here's a young Black woman who's investing in her future. Let me just make sure she gets a good ROI. Let's make sure she
Mhm.
wins. And that's something that as much as we wish we could do that for everybody on earth, you just can't.
Yeah.
And so I would encourage everybody to rethink how you look at education. This is what I'm sharing with my son. I'm his bonus dad. He has a dad, and we work together to raise him. But he's 19, and we talk about, okay, what college can do for you versus what real learning and real training can do. And I've got him all over the internet learning actual skill, because skill is what gets you paid. Running a business is what gets you the money. The college degree does certain things, but it doesn't do everything. Okay.
Right.
So, long story short, to finish the conversation, I want everybody to know Keisha, who I'm speaking with right now, Keisha Ravenel, the CEO of We Inspire Brand, is actually coming into the Black Business School to do a presentation on getting your t-shirt business started and some things you want to know. And it's going to happen on September 16th. It's at 8 o'clock, right, Keisha?
Eight
Is that right?
o'clock. Yes.
So September 16th at 8 p.m. I have the link at my website, which is boycewatkins.com. The link is right there. So everybody, give me a yes if you enjoy talking to Keisha, and also give me a yes if you'd like to come to her event. It doesn't cost you anything. She's going to be in there. You can talk to her, ask her questions, stuff like that. And she's going to talk all about her journey to creating the company that she has. And I'm super excited because not just because she comes from the Black Business School, but because I watched her go from where she was to where she is now. And it's really been awesome, especially given it's only been about like probably 2 years now or something
Yeah.
like that, right? It started during the pandemic. So you hit a low, and I'm gonna let you get the last word after I say this, but this is important for people to understand that a lot of times when you hit the lowest low, people don't realize that's your superhero moment. That's your opportunity.
Mhm.
That's when you get to hit the highest high. I'll get two examples I'll make to make this point. One is Malcolm X, when they asked him, like, do you have a fear of death? And da da da. He said, no. He said, because I died 20 years ago. He
Mm.
said, I died 20 years ago. So I have no fear of death. I'm going to live to the fullest. I'm going 100% in everything I do. That's what made him great.
Yeah.
Second example, if you watch any superhero movie or comic book or whatever, every superhero has a horrible origin story. Every superhero went through hell to be able to rise to the heights of heaven. And I know that the worst year of my life was when I was 28 years old. And at the bottom, you talk about everything going wrong in your life at once. Like literally, I got evicted from my apartment and I had to leave in the middle of the night because I couldn't pay the rent and break the lease. The woman I loved had just dumped me for some other guy, and
Oh my
and my heart
goodness.
was broken. I couldn't hardly get out of bed. I'm talking about the lowest, and I was struggling in my career. Like my career wasn't going the way I thought it would. So when you hit those lows, there's something that just happens where it's almost like you recompose your DNA and you say, okay, who I was before wasn't really working for me. So I got to go kill that person and rebuild him in a better way,
Yes.
remake her in a way that's going to be successful. So that's my thought from hearing your story in terms of how you went from your lowest low to where you are now. What's your final thought in terms of something that we can kind of walk away with to learn from?
So I have a couple. First of all, I just want to thank you, Dr. Boyce. Like I know I always say it, but I truly, truly am so appreciative of you. Like I talk about you all the time. You, Dr. Alicia, like Dr. Boyce said, me and Jedediah, we did premarital counseling with Dr. Alicia, and it was amazing. And one thing that she said to us, I gotta just brag a little bit about us. She said, you guys haven't known each other for as long as some of my other couples, but you know each other more than they do. And I was just like, wow, like that, that really meant a lot. So,
Nice.
but just going back to the business aspect, I know some people had questions, but one thing I want to say is know the difference between spending and investing. So a lot of people think, oh, I don't want to spend all of that money on a course, or I don't want to spend all of that money to get into a mastermind. But it's an investment because you're going to make that back, whether it be in money, whether it be in time, whether it be a network that you mentioned, you're going to get that back. So you spend on Gucci bags, you spend on shoes, you spend on those things. But when it comes to your business, you invest in courses, you invest in mentors, you invest in coaches. Yes, Lamona said invest in yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to mention was I was watching the Michael Jordan documentary last month. It was my first time watching it on Netflix, The Last Dance. And I don't know why I didn't watch it when it first came out, but everything in its own timing. And I think it was because I needed to watch it when I did. So, Michael Jordan, some people say he's the greatest of all time, right? But when I watched the documentary, I said, wow, it's not just Michael Jordan. He had a team, he had coaches, he had a family, he had people that were surrounding him that helped him to be who he was. His dad, he always talks about his dad. So it's not just you as the business owner or whatever you're into, it's not just you, right? You need that support system, you need that team, whether you're going to hire someone to help you to grow the business, whether you're going to hire a coach or a mentor that is going to bring you where you need to be. It is really important to surround yourself with people that can pour into you and that can help you grow. Don't feel that you have to do it on your own. Like, I hate that, oh, I'm self-made. I'm like, somebody had to help you get to where you are.
Right.
Somebody had to help you, had to be there for you. So please, 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 guys, definitely invest in yourselves. If you want to learn how to turn your passion and purpose into a profitable t-shirt business, as Dr. Boyce said, I am going to be in the Black Business School. I'm so excited about that. On Friday, September 16th at 8 p.m. And I'm going to be teaching you my secret sauce for starting a t-shirt business. Like I said, with less than $50. So don't feel like you have to have all of this money. I know we're in a recession. So this is another way for you to make extra money without putting up a whole bunch of money, which is always great, right? So I am excited to see you guys there. Someone said, how can we purchase? I don't know if you were talking about a t-shirt, but
Um, Oh, there's nothing to purchase, here now. But ultimately, the event that she's doing on the 16th is free, and that's going to be just go to boycewatkins.com. And then if you want to do more business with Keisha, you can definitely do that on that day for sure.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yes. So yeah. So I'm 11 minutes late for my next meeting, but I went ahead and went over just because I enjoy talking to you so much. Now let me bounce out of here so I can go apologize. but
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
but yeah. So Keisha Ravenel, the CEO of the and founder of the We Inspire brand, she's going to be in the Black Business School. The event is free. You can go to boycewatkins.com. Just go to my website, look at the link at the top, and it's right there. If you go to my website, the URL is on the screen. Click on that link. Give me a yes if you plan on coming out. It's going to be on the 16th at 8 p.m. And you get a chance to engage with Keisha further. And I want to say thank you, Keisha, for hanging out. It's been so awesome for
Thank
sure.
you, Dr. Boyce. I always appreciate it. And thank you to everyone that joined and were sending me blessings and congratulations. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody. Well, have a good day and God bless you. And we'll see you again real soon. And thanks a lot, Keisha. And I will talk to you guys later. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye bye.